Good morning from Hamburg Airport.
Nelly and I are leaving Germany. We're heading to Portugal, chasing the sun, and this video is all about traveling carry-on with professional camera gear and being overweight. I'm not overweight. I don't think you are, but our gear definitely is.
Let's go.
And welcome to the past. This is yesterday from the start of this video, and the reason that I've come back to last night is because the first thing and most important thing about traveling carry-on with overweight baggage, and especially like two separate pieces, is the online check-in. It is imperative that you should online check-in before you get to the airport, and usually the online check-in opens 24 hours in advance, so that's why we've come back to right now, and we're going into the computer.
They're in the computer.
They're in the computer? To online check-in with Tap Portugal. So let's do that right now. We'll start in Gmail, where my gracious girlfriend Nelly Winter has booked our flight. So this is the confirmation. Okay, awesome. And go to check-in, booking code, last name Snell right there. Confirm selection and my email address because that's where I want to get this. Sure, phone number, let's go Germany. So I want to receive my boarding pass by email. Your boarding pass confirmation. So what I can do with that is download it directly onto my phone, and then once I've got it on my phone, I can scan that when we're at the airport tomorrow. But now, even though it's pretty late and it's the night before we fly, it's time to pack our two pieces of hand luggage. The second thing we need to pack is my carry-on backpack, which is also a professional camera bag, and I have got a lot of stuff to put into this backpack, but it is also then my personal item when getting onto the airplane. So here it all is. Can you believe that I can get all of this stuff into one backpack? You're probably thinking to yourself, no way, but I guarantee you that I can, and I guarantee you it is well over 7 kilograms, which is sort of the base weight for most personal item carry-on bags, and I will show you how much this weighs once we get all this stuff inside. And apologies for the low light. We're filming with Nelly's Canon M50, and that's why it's so grainy. The light quality in this room is not very good. We don't have a studio because we travel nomadic. So anyway, that's why the quality is a bit grainy. But let's get all of my gear into this bag. Complete. Good morning from the next day. We are all packed and ready to go, but there's a few things that I forgot to tell you about last night. I also travel with 4 Frisbees, as you can see here. We got the trusty thermos, and this is a special giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned because one of you are going to win this. And I'm happy to say that from the last video, Nelly and I have sold all of the first merchandise on Snell Media, which is very, very cool. So if you're one of the people that bought one of the thermoses and the microfiber cloths, thank you. You guys are awesome, and there will be one lucky person getting this one at the end of this video. Next, and possibly the most important thing, is weighing the bags. So here we go. Ready? Can you see that? 14.2 kilograms. So first bag, the Rolly carry-on, is 14.2 kilos. Already feeling bad about that. Here's my camera day pack. Oh my god. Oh, I can hardly pick it up. You got it? 16.3. Oh, I feel so bad making this video. This is terrible. We're at the Hamburg Airport, we've made it, and we've got everything with us ready to go. Now, what I said last night about the online check-in, this is really, really important because once you have your boarding pass on the phone, you do not need to go to to one of the check-in gates because we don't have any luggage to check in. We don't need to get a physical boarding pass. We already have it here. We can go straight through security. And at security, they're not going to weigh your bags, and then they're most likely not going to weigh your bags at the gate. But in the case that they do, or they end up checking this one, I'm going to tell you about what we do in that case once we get there. We made it to the lounge here at the Hamburg Airport, and I have stepped into this sort of relaxation room to have a bit more serious of a conversation with you about the carry-on weight restrictions and the fact that I am traveling well overweight, and I am aware of that. And I understand that that could be somewhat controversial, and I want to address that in this video. Now, I think that it is okay for me to be traveling with excess carry-on weight, and I want to try and tell you why. Now, most airlines around the world have a maximum carry-on weight limit of between 7 and 10 kilograms, and that is distributed between 2 bags. One is a rolly hard case carry-on suitcase that I'm sure you've seen many of before, with certain actual dimension restrictions, and then the other is what's known as a personal item. And from what I've read and the amount of times I've flown with different airlines, that can be anything from a purse to a laptop bag to a backpack. So I've got 2 of these carry-ons. One is the rolly case and then the other is the backpack. And one of the reasons that I'm well overweight is because my backpack is a professional travel photography bag. So I've got all of my kit that I need to work as a photographer and videographer in the field with me at all times. Nellie and I live nomadic, so I basically live out of these two carry-on suitcases. So the camera bag is extremely heavy because I'm carrying 5 lenses, a laptop, 2 camera bodies, a drone, the drone controller, and a whole bunch of extra batteries, and all of that stuff is really important. So the amount of times that I've actually gotten up to a check-in counter and the check-in lady has asked to weigh my carry-on, they see that it's full of professional camera equipment, and they usually allow me to go through with that because it is so important. Now, I'm sure you've had different experience there, but a lot of the times there is an excess weight limit capacity that the airline has. So a lot of airplanes have a maximum takeoff weight, and that is distributed through thousands of liters of fuel, the actual check luggage plus any freight that the airline may be carrying, then plus the passengers in the cabin and their carry-on luggage. Now the passengers in the carry-on only equate for 20% of the overall weight that the aircraft can take before not being able to take off. Again, maximum takeoff weight. So the 7 kilograms is just a recommendation to be able to have a base calculation where the airline can manage that weight of the cabin plus the passengers. But again, it's just a recommendation because they don't know what the individual weight of each passenger is. And with 250 people that are varying between sort of 50 kilos and 150 kilos, there is an area for discrepancy. So that 7 kilos is a maximum weight limit recommendation. Now, it also gives the airline the space to charge for any excess baggage because they have an excess baggage allowance which they can fill and still be able to maintain a weight limit to be able to take off. That excess baggage allowance is a way for the airline to make more money. So they will charge you if you're overweight. Now, with us only travel carry-on and with the online check-in, we're able to avoid having to actually check our bags and get that weight calculated. So we're part of the excess baggage weight without actually having to pay for it. So that's my long-winded explanation. And on top of that, it depends on the airline and the aircraft, of course, but British Airways can take up to 23 kilos carry-on, I believe, from what I've read, and United doesn't even have a max carry-on limit. So it really depends on the airline and where you're flying to, but for most all flights, we've been doing this for 2 years, we can travel carry-on, especially within Europe, with only the 2 bags, even though we're overweight. And now for the fun stuff. Because Nelly and I have priority pass, we are able to access over 1,300 lounges in basically every airport all over the world, which is a huge benefit to traveling like we do. And if you travel more than like 20 times in a year, I highly suggest checking this out, because it will definitely change the way that you travel, the way you spend money in airports, and the way you manage your time when traveling. So the link is in the description for a priority pass, because of course I have an affiliate and I can get you a discount on your first membership. Another thing about traveling carry-on only is that if we get to the gate and they still want me to check one of the 2 bags, this is packed in a way that I can just send it right through to the hold. And that does happen every so often, is that you'll get to the gate and the staff will say something like, oh yeah, you can only take one of the 2. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And they check that one, usually free of charge. Doesn't happen very often, but in the case that it does, I pack that in a way that if I need to check it, I can at the airport. Touchdown, and we have made it to Lisbon, Portugal. This is the second time that Nelly and I have been to the city, and we know it relatively well, but if you have any tips or recommendations for things we should do or see in Lisbon, please throw them into the comments. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit long as per usual with my videos, but I wanted to dive in to my thoughts on traveling carry-on, especially with overweight baggage, and it's an important topic and something that I think will create a really good discussion. So please share your thoughts and opinions on this video in the comments as well. I know it can be a bit controversial, but I tried to address that earlier. So yes, this is an interesting one, and I'm looking forward to knowing what you think about it. Now, to change the subject completely, this is the microfiber cloth that I'm giving away to one lucky winner, and that is Linda Ward. So congratulations, Linda. This is being sent off to you today, and all you had to do is sign up to the newsletter and you get a free microfiber cloth for your photography kit. So that is awesome, and you are one of over 1,000 people that have now signed up to the Snell Media newsletter. So if you are not signed up or not subscribed or not clicking the bell for your notifications and all the YouTube things, then get on those things, because the newsletter is the best way for us to communicate directly, as well as the comment section below. So yes, let us know what you think. Join the newsletter if you can, and that's it from Lisbon. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one.